everyone, welcome to the FF Salon at Money 2020. My name is Emily Redding and I'm here with
Gabrielle Inzirillo.
Hi Gabriella, thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to have you in, also because you actually have a fabulous head of hair already.
I think I've already scared him.
No, I think delighted actually. Yes, beautiful hair. You've already met Jose.
I have.
What are you guys doing today?
We're just gonna, enhance
style
the
it.
beauty.
Yes.
Just
Of the mane.
exactly.
Of the uncontrollable mane.
It's incredible. It's gorgeous. I think lots of people will be very envious of your hair. Right, should we get into it?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't we start off by you telling me a little bit about your role and where you work?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a financial regulator. So I have a nice spitzy title called the Head of Ecosystem Development within the Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Abu Dhabi Global Market.
Whoa.
Big mouthful.
That's
big
a
mouthful.
great job title.
Which is why I just tell people I'm a financial regulator. And basically what it means is that my job is to engage with the ecosystem, engage with industry, and basically figure out if our regulatory framework makes sense for responsible innovation.
Okay. And what brought you to Money 2020?
Well, Money 2020 is an institution, and I've had the pleasure of coming here multiple times in the last few years.
I've seen that you know the fintech guys really well.
I do. From before, when I was a venture capitalist, actually.
Okay,
This is the first time I'm, interviewing.
Meeting them in this role, which I'm not going to try and play back to you because it was a long one.
Exactly. You can just say financial regulator,
Yes.
it's fine. So yeah, it's the first time, and it's just nice to see everyone, right?
Yeah,
and see
you've
how
seen some
everything's
familiar
evolved.
faces.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit about the organisation that you work for? I mean, what are your priorities at the moment? What's on your horizon?
Sure. So as a regulator, we are evidently, we're civil servants, right? So our goal is to ensure that we have a business-friendly environment that still upholds robust rules and regulations so that business can work, business can function, and people trust the businesses that they work with and the businesses that they entrust money to. Mm-hmm. So that's essentially our role, being hopefully the good cops of
I like it.
of the financial ecosystem,
Okay.
And ensuring that all the parties are able to do their jobs comfortably and happy, and knowing that there's somebody to take care of them and protect them.
And can you tell me a little bit about your background? How did you get into this?
I mean, I think it's all the funnier because, as I said, the last time I interviewed at Fintech Finance and with a team, I was in venture capital. So I was actually investing in startups. So I was on the complete polar opposite.
Very,
right?
yeah.
When you're in venture capital, your one goal is to make sure the firms you're investing in, they will go on to the next round. They will be invested by someone else. They will exit. They will eventually, make money. So it's very much a more capital-focused role where you're there and you want things to grow, and almost at whatever cost. So very, very different.
Very.
And I decided to actually jump ship mostly because as an investor, I was going to work with banks quite often. I was going with the startups in my portfolio companies to see if I could integrate them, to see if they could get clients. And often the roadblock would be the regulator. Right? So I was going to all these regulators across Europe, talking to them, saying, why won't you integrate this? What's wrong? Why does this not fit this rule? Why there are no guidelines available? What do we do? And I realized we were speaking a different language. I would be pitching these amazing startups and they were looking at me with these blank faces like, so what?
Yeah.
And so at some point I went, you know what?
I've got to get involved here.
I'm going to learn the language.
Yeah.
So I went, I did a little bit back at school, did a bit back at school, then went and joined the regulator. And now I speak regulator.
Can you tell me a little bit about, in your role, what are the core challenges that you're seeing, that you're having to overcome at the moment, or within your landscape?
Yeah.
What are your key kind of audience and customers' challenges? What are they coming to you? What are the key pain points that you're having to overcome?
So I think one of our key pain points, and I wouldn't say pain points, more so as just an understanding of the ecosystem, is that as a government body, we have to decide our risk appetite, first of all, of firms that we want to regulate and that we think are good for the business environment, and others that may potentially pose more of a risk to, I guess, society or to the business environment, and that are maybe too difficult to provide appropriate oversight over.
Okay.
So always trying to, play that fine line of of trying to, I guess, enable these businesses, but then also ensure there's appropriate supervision and appropriate oversight is a very difficult thing to do. And I'm not going to lie about it. I think everybody is aware of this.
Yes.
We do not want to crush industry, no matter what people think. They think, oh, the regulator, they're trying to kill us.
They're after us.
We are not.
Yeah.
We are not. We are here to enable. We are not here to make judgment on any technology. We just want to make sure that people are safe when they interact with your business. And sometimes we just don't get that kind of reassurance that a business will put people first. And then we have to decide on a risk-appropriate framework whether this goes ahead or not. So that's always a difficult call that regulators need to make.
What would you say to someone that was really interested in what you do, that was early on in their career and wasn't necessarily quite sure how to go about it? Is there anything that you would tell them not to do or what to avoid?
No, actually no. I think traditionally financial regulation and regulation in general was a very much an apprenticeship model. So you went in young, you went straight out of university and you really worked your way up. But now that there's so much on-the-job learning, because the technology we're working with is evolving so rapidly, people from all different sectors of the financial industry or technology are now being tapped in to provide their input. So I think it's in a way democratizing, and the doors are opening quite a bit to be a regulator.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only thing is there just isn't that many financial regulatory institutions in the world.
No.
There's maybe one or two per country, and that's about it.
Yeah. So it's a kind of it's a little bit of a small pool, but I'm sure you want to hear from people that are interested in joining.
Of course.
In whatever guise.
Of course.
What's on the horizon for you over the next 12 months for you and your team? What are you guys focusing on? What are you wary of? What are you aware of?
So right now well, not right now, but a few months ago we put out a public consultation paper on DeFi, so decentralized finance.
Okay.
I think part and parcel of being a responsible regulator is telling the world what you know and what you don't know, and asking for feedback on this. So we put out this discussion paper. We asked the industry to come back and give us comments, because we'd love to put together a framework to allow DeFi startups to be able to be regulated at some point. We think it's the right thing to do and the right thing to explore. And it might come to a point where we decide we only regulate one part and let the other unregulate, to be seen. But it's very much a question of having this dialogue with different industry participants, learning what is appropriate and figuring out a way that will, as a whole, always benefit the industry and take care of participants.
Really nice.
Take care of all stakeholders.
You've got a really busy job. How do you switch off? What do you like to do in your spare time? I know you're planning a wedding. You're getting married next year. Very exciting. That is also a full-time job in itself.
Oh no, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done
planning.
planning.
Married next year, but you're done planning.
Also, a boyfriend did a lot of the work.
Even better. Okay. I was about to say you need to marry him, but you already are. Yeah. What else do you like to do?
I think we travel a lot, so we're very blessed because we live in Abu Dhabi, so it's very easy to travel abroad, and you're in the middle of everywhere. But that's what we tell our firms. When our firms come and they join the center, we always tell them it's going to be really easy to keep in touch with all your offices across the world because you're in the middle of the world.
That is really, really cool. Okay, final question to close out. Best and worst part about your job?
The best part is when new rules come out that make sense for everyone. The worst part is telling really excited firms no. Sometimes you have to be hard, and sometimes people don't have the maturity to understand why we put in the rules we put in. They only think kind of themselves from their standpoint, and it can be kind of heartbreaking when you have to say no. And I don't enjoy that part, but it's a necessary part of keeping the industry safe for everybody.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I can see the spray is done.
Yeah,
we're good. We're going to swivel you round. We do the big reveal, so you can take a little look.
Oh wow! What is that? Who is she?
Yeah, exactly.
She is amazing.
That's better, isn't it?
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Well, look. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure to meet you and chat to you.
Thank you. And I know I talked way too much because I have too much hair.
You did not. That was incredible. Thank you so much.
Awesome.